welcome on into another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, that's Will, and we are ready to break down some Thursday sports here. Decided to do a show today instead of the free pick videos, just because we have a great slate, and I really wanted to chat about it. DX, we want Terry. Thanks, DX. I am here, and we are ready to break down some games. So I will start with other picks right off the bat. I don't have any. I have nothing in the one NBA game that there is Dallas Mavericks and Detroit Pistons. I would take the Mavericks, except that they're 8.5 point favorites on the road. They don't play very well on the road. I'm not taking the Pistons. And then when it comes to Buffalo and New England, I don't like that it's -3.5. If it was Buffalo -2.5, I would be on the I was going to say Sabres on the Bills, but it's 3.5, and I just don't want to take that. So that's kind of how I look at it. But I do have Buffalo money line in a parlay, which we'll get to in a bit. Will, before we get to hockey, other picks? Do you like anything in the NFL or NBA game for today?
No, but I actually thought the Buffalo play was the Sabres in the parlay. Makes more sense with the odds now.
All right. Thanks, Jake. DX. thanks, DX. But yeah, we'll get to hockey, and we'll start we have the first four games that start at 7:00 here. Nashville and New Jersey. It'll be a bit of a shorter show today. We're not gonna go probably the full hour, but we'll just breeze through these games. I have my picks here on the screen ready to go. In this first game here, Nashville and New Jersey, if you have been watching the show or if you've been betting New Jersey, New Jersey's a wagon. What can you say about this team? 19-4 in the year, just continues to find ways to win. We won't talk about the game against Toronto when they had 3 goals taken away. But expected goals said that the Devils should have won that game. So one little bump in the road that they may have had, but otherwise the Devils have just been playing great hockey. However, Nashville owns New Jersey. 11-1-3 in the last 15 meetings. They won 6 straight games in New Jersey. But like other teams, Calgary, who the Devils have struggled against heavily. They swept them this year. Toronto, the Devils got one game. They did lose that second one. Washington, the Devils have struggled against. They beat them. The Rangers, the Devils have hugely struggled against. They beat them too. So as much as I love my past history stats, New Jersey is one team that I am willing to look the other way. I'm not going to take them on the puck line, though. The Devils, because the Predators have been playing well. So for me, Nashville or New Jersey is a parlay piece, and I have in a couple parlays. The first, I'll go through the second games. I'll finish the other 3 games here too as well before I give out my picks. But Vegas and Pittsburgh, I like Vegas here on the road as a road underdog. I think they are the right spot here. Obviously, Letang will be out long term because he suffered a stroke. There is the thoughts that Pittsburgh will come out strong for him in this game. And while I do think they will come out with a strong effort, Vegas is 10-1-1 on the road this year. They just love playing on the road and have a lot of success. So they're a team I'm going to back on the road. Colorado and Buffalo, I did not get involved with this game. I think Colorado is going to come out pissed after getting shut out in their last game against Winnipeg. I think we get a strong effort from Colorado. Buffalo, the Sabres team, I don't know if they come here motivated and play to their best, they could compete in this game with Colorado. But sometimes the Sabres just feel like they're taking nights off to me. Some nights they look so great, and other nights they just don't. So I don't know what to make of the Sabres, so I'm staying off this game. Tampa Bay and Philadelphia, again, a complete pass. I'm not getting involved in that game whatsoever. I'm not backing Philadelphia anymore, but I don't really want Tampa Bay on the road here. So that game is ultimately a pass. My first pick is a two-team parlay, the Jack parlay. Jack Hughes and Jack Eichel, both to get a point, plus 107. So they just have to both get a point throughout the game, plus 107. And my second is a three-team parlay, New Jersey, Minnesota, and Dallas, all on the money line, plus 233. Those are my first picks here. Will, I'll get to the comments. What do you think about these first four games?
Yeah, so I'll go with the two that I don't really have much to say about, and that's Tampa, Philly, and Colorado, Buffalo. The market seems perfect to me, both on the over/under and the prices. If anything, I kind of like if Buffalo gets up early, playing the draw bet, the overtime bet with Colorado, Buffalo. I played it last night before the third period with the Red Wings Sabres at like plus 1,600, and it cashed, luckily. I just don't like Buffalo with leads this year. As for the two games I do have plays in, I play Golden Knights money line. I have about 8% edge, and this is fully based on their away stats this year. They have like the best offense in the NHL away from home, averaging over 4 goals or almost 4 goals per game. It's about a goal and a half more than when they play at home. And this idea that they're not playing great is coming off of 3 home games and then a letdown in Columbus. So I'm not ready to say that they're just going to come out tonight and not be able to play. Like you said, 10-1-1 on the road. And I think plus money going into Pittsburgh is a little bit of an insult. So I played it. Also played Devils puck line. I don't really get this number. Nashville is not great this year besides Saros. And if the Devils control possession like they've done every game except against the Rangers, which they still scored 5 goals, this team is very good. I have them projected for 4.25 goals tonight. Nashville projected for 1.7. My line's at minus 300, not minus 200. They were 11-1 for me in November. I'm riding the Devils puck line until they just don't win for me.
All right. We will have no thoughts on the other games.
My model's right in line with them, and I just don't really like Buffalo at home tonight, especially after what happened in the third period last night. They didn't look good. Like they didn't look like they controlled the game. It looked like Detroit was going to come back, and they got lucky killing those penalties at the end of the game. And they got lucky. It got to a shootout. So I just don't really like Buffalo. As for Philadelphia, I think that game the other night against the Islanders was kind of a fluke. This lineup is not that good, and they played above their level. And I watched the first 5 minutes or so, and the Islanders came out heavy, and they were pressuring them. And then the Islanders stopped trying for the next 55 minutes. And I just think Tampa Bay is going to come in and try tonight. Tampa Bay's numbers are much worse on the road, and that is my only little bit of hope for Philadelphia tonight.
All right. Sorry, I was trying to get up the stats that I need here for this next segment. My Avs first period. Yeah, they should come out strong and pissed after that being shut out. So I think first period would be a good look.
And Sabres will be dead after last night.
Yeah, that's true. We will go on here to the next 4 games. Carolina and St. Louis. I like Carolina here. What I don't like is the price. You got to take them minus 137 to minus 150 on the money line here on the road. So I am, again, a parlay piece. Today is kind of a parlay day for me with games I like. If I don't want to go Carolina in regulation, which you could do, but I decided to go a different route, which I will get to here in a second. Obviously, the next game, Edmonton and Minnesota. I'm trying to get Marc-Andre Fleury's numbers up here. Against the Coyotes, obviously I had the Wild puck line, and that was depressing. The Coyotes were able to get those 2 games there at the end of the game. The Wild still found a way to win. It was not pretty, though. Now they're here, a few days off. Edmonton played last night, obviously against Chicago. I cashed my over there. And now Jack Campbell will be in net going against Minnesota with Marc-Andre Fleury in net. The Flower is 14, 4, and 1 in 19 games against Edmonton with a .926 save percentage and a 2.25 goals against. He's played this Edmonton team well in his career. Minnesota has won their last 6 games in a row at home against Edmonton. 5 of the 6 they covered the puck line. They've won the last 6 meetings. Covered the puck line in 5 of 6, and they're 4-1-0 in the last 5 at home. And the Wild, their most wins against any franchise is Edmonton. In franchise history, the Wild have had a lot of success against Edmonton. I think it's a good spot for them at home here with Edmonton on a second night of a back-to-back. In that one, Anaheim and Dallas. Again, when we're talking about a team that owns another one, the Dallas Stars own the Anaheim Ducks. They've won 8 in a row at home against Anaheim. They covered the puck line in 5 of those 8 games. And if you look at what Dallas has done this year, in all 13 of their wins, they've covered the puck line. So they've not won by 1 in any game. The one game that it was close when they were actually losing to Chicago, they were still able to win that game 6-4. So this Dallas team covers puck lines. However, they are -300 favorite, -115 on the puck line. So you'd have to decide if you're willing to go that route. Some people just go up to the plus money on a puck line. For me, in certain situations, like this one, I'll take the -115, -110, whatever you can get. And Montreal and Calgary, complete pass for me. This Montreal team, I had Caulfield to score, and I had Suzuki to score, and then I also had a same game parlay with different players in the Montreal's last game against San Jose, and Montreal got shut out at home against San Jose with Kakkonen in net. It was a horrible performance. I can see them bouncing back here and kind of getting up and being motivated to play this Calgary team, but I'm not taking any chances in a game when there's other games on the slate that are better, so I'm staying off that one. But my next pick is Carolina money line in the NHL with the Buffalo Bills in the NFL, +166 is how I decided to tackle the Carolina game. And my fourth free pick, Minnesota in regulation, +105. I think the Wild get it done against the Oilers here at home. Will, second set of games here, around 8 to 9 o'clock Eastern time games. What do you think about these 4?
Yeah, so Carolina, St. Louis, I think this price is just about perfect. My number's at -138, and I see, -135 on the board. I do think Carolina is going to win based on that, but I just don't think the number has any value. As for Anaheim, Dallas, I agree with you 100%. I took the Dallas puck line at -115. I have this only about a 5% edge, but I have this about a 2.6 goal difference. Hey, what's up? And so I played that. My line would be -369 versus -280. So I don't see obviously much value in the -280. I would just play the puck line tonight for that one. As for Montreal, Calgary, I see value in Montreal. I have them projected to win 34% of the time, and the number is given us about 27% of the time, and that's a 7% edge, and I'll take that with a +268 any day of the week. So I think you can only get around +250, and I would still take that. You still got about a 5% edge there. I just don't see what the books see with Calgary at home. I mean, they didn't play great on the road, but they just beat Florida 6-2 without Barkov. I mean, I don't see that as very impressive. I don't see that as equaling a minus 300 home favorite. So I'm on Montreal. I think this number is just incorrect. Should be closer to 200. As for Edmonton, Minnesota, I find Minnesota to just be a confusing team this year. Their numbers between home and away are just completely different, averaging probably 2 or 3 less goals per game on the road. I'm personally on the Oilers money line tonight. I understand the spot isn't great, but I just don't see how we can expect the Wild to outscore the Oilers on a nightly basis with the outputs they're putting out on the road. I just think plus 140 is a little high, and that's why I'm playing it. My number's right around 100. If this was 115 or 120 like it was this morning, I wouldn't be playing it. But money's come in on the bad spot, and because of that, I'm going to wait until the inflated price gets inflated, and we'll hit it right before puck drop.
All right. Chase Stone, Dallas plus 170. I was wondering what you meant by Avs plus 200. So that's you explain it there in your next comment. So that's Avs first period and Avs the full game plus 200. And then Dallas first period, Dallas full game plus 170. That's pretty good prices for that, for sure. But we will look at the final 3 games here. Florida and Vancouver last night or yesterday afternoon, because I usually try to cap the games during the day for the next day, sometimes even the morning of the day before, but I didn't get to it this morning, obviously with today's slate. But when I looked at this game, it was mostly sevens. The over 6.5 for Florida Vancouver was like minus 130. And there's no way I was getting involved with that. Now, minus 111 is what I got the over 6.5 for Florida and Vancouver. These are 2 very heavily over teams facing each other. I'm getting a good price with the 6.5, so I jumped all over that. Washington and Seattle. Money seems to be coming in on Washington, who has been playing pretty well in their last few games. But this Kraken team broke a franchise record for most goals scored in a game, broke franchise record for their longest winning streak. Now they're at home here against Washington. They beat Washington 5-2 in Seattle last year. This Kraken team is so improved from last year. And Washington is awful on the road with 3 wins on the road this year. They have struggled on the road. So I like the Kraken. I don't like how money's coming in at Washington. I'm assuming because they've been playing well as of late would be the reason for that. But I do like the Kraken here. And then in that Arizona and LA game, we have Arizona as a huge dog here. I don't know. I'm looking at the Yotes team total over 2.5 at plus money. And I'm thinking to myself, the Yotes are scoring goals on a regular basis lately. And this LA team, we all know what they just did against the Kraken. But that's the thing. Because of what they just did against the Kraken, I feel like LA is going to be so focused defensively in this game. Whether or not being focused defensively is enough or not, we will see. But I'm going back and forth. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I'm thinking plus money, 2.5 for the Yotes, who've been scoring goals on a regular basis against this LA team who we saw cannot stop the puck. Quick got pulled after I think he allowed 5 and was quickly pulled. He will be going in net tonight. I don't even know who their backup is now because they sent Peterson down to the AHL. And he actually cleared waivers earlier today. So no team picked him up, which was also a little bit surprising due to his age. Most likely the length of the contract and the contract is why. But nobody picked him up. So that's kind of interesting. But I'm looking at the Yotes team total. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I'm definitely looking at it. So yeah, my pick there is the over 6.5 for those 3 games. Will, what do you think about these 3?
Yeah. So Florida, Vancouver, I have this right around where it is at plus 110, minus 110. So I'm not playing that, but I wouldn't be opposed to a full game draw. I only have it as a 0.08 goal difference.
We won't comment on that comment. Continue on, Will.
Move on. If that hits, that's great. Seattle, Washington, I have Seattle with about a 5% edge at minus 115, and now I'm seeing minus 110 at Caesars. I actually just logged in and played it. I was waiting for it to move. I just don't understand this number. I understand where the people paying for Washington plus 110 are coming from. Seattle looked rough defensively the other night, and Washington looked pretty good against Vancouver, which to me isn't that impressive. Seattle has been one of the most impressive teams in the NHL this year, and even if they hadn't been that impressive, I just don't see how this number would be that different. Like, are we really going to make the Kraken dogs with Washington coming to town this year, even if Seattle wasn't this good? I just don't see that. So I find the value in Seattle minus 110. I'll happily play them at that price at home, even though they've been scoring more on the road. But my statistics might be a little bit messy after that LA game the other night. As for Arizona, LA, I'm on Arizona money line. And this is just because Vejmelka has been playing great, and this number is really inflated. I kind of get what the Kings were doing. I really think it was a full money move. He was getting paid way too much, and he had no confidence, so they put him down to the AHL. But it's not like Quick is playing any better. Quick played awful in the first half of that game. Martin Jones also played pretty bad. It looked like he was asleep for like the first 30 minutes. But I just don't see how Arizona's coming to town at plus 210. I do like the Canadians more as a heavy money line favorite based on the model, but I still have Arizona winning about 37.5% of the time, which is more than what plus 211 will give. So I'm on it.
All right. Yeah, I'm not definitely, I'm not going to be taking the money line, but I'm looking at that team total. And
yeah.
What does it say about Arizona scoring, your model? Because they've been scoring a lot.
2.97.
Okay, so not bad. Close to 3.
And definitely if Arizona goes up, LA draw live during the game. If Arizona's up 3-1, LA can score those 2 goals quickly, even against a team like Seattle. So definitely be looking at some live bets throughout the night. Those have been doing quite well. I don't always give them out because it just the numbers move so quickly. I texted my friends about the Senators last night. The Senators scored, and then they ended up losing the game. So it's kind of like, what's the point sometimes? But look for them.
I get that.
Yeah.
A little worried. Kings clamped down after a goal palooza.
Definitely.
Seattle. And that's exactly why I haven't pulled the trigger on the Arizona team total, is because I'm thinking about that. But I'm trying not to overthink things as well. So I'm on the fence. Whether or not I'm going to pull the trigger, I have all night to think about it. But I don't have an answer for everybody right now.
And one other thing, like, you watch the first time, if you watch the game, you watch the first 10 minutes of that third period between Seattle and LA, and the game was completely different. But then when LA needed to score, they had to open it up, and Seattle got scoring chances. Like, LA cannot score goals without giving up scoring chances. It's a problem they have this year, and Arizona still has the talent to score. I would maybe just wait the first 10 minutes and see if LA pots a couple early, because sometimes these games can get out of hand quick, especially with the heavy favorites in a good spot.
All right. Yeah, I don't hate this BX.
Yeah.
Minus 115 for a plus 1.5. I know a lot of people out there don't like to bet the plus 1.5s, but I will at a price like this if I do like that team. So best of luck on that. BetStamp, use code WILD in the referral code section do your line shopping, find the best odds for whatever you are betting, whatever is available to you. You can find my premium plays on Picks and Parlays. The link is in the description below. I've won my last 10 premium plays on the site, 10 out of 10 since Monday. I may have already mentioned my 3 premium plays on this stream, though. I may not have put them up on the screen, but I did mention them. But if you want to support me and buy my premium picks on other days, definitely get the description below. Thanks, DX. And we'll do best bets because somebody commented before, oh, no best bets. I didn't have them up on the screen because we're not doing the daily show on a consistent basis anymore. So I didn't think about doing it, but somebody commented they wanted best bets. So I don't want to be that guy, but Minnesota in regulation, I'll take as my best bet, plus 105. I love this spot for the Wild. Of all spots, this is a good one here. So I'll take them in reg. My second pick would be the over. My second best bet would be over in the Florida-Vancouver game as well. I like that one a lot. Will, best bet on tonight's slate? What do you like?
Of course. I just want to preface this with saying my model is a system, and so I have 7 plays tonight, and I personally rate them all equally. I play them all with about equal risk, so I don't really adhere to the concept of best bet, but I do understand why people really like it. And I just don't see a ton of spots where I would say best bet tonight. Arizona is a plus 200 dog. Montreal is a plus 250 dog. Seattle's going down. Edmonton's road on a bad spot, and Vegas is road in a supposedly bad spot. So we'll go best bet with Devils puck line because that makes the most logical sense, and we'll see how that goes.
All right. Hey, taking the Devils as your best bet, you could do a lot worse.
Yeah.
With how they played this year. So when all else fails, back the Devils. But that is today's show. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Appreciate all the support. We'll be doing free pick videos still. We'll have some daily shows as well. So make sure to tune in. And best of luck on your bets tonight, everybody. And we'll see you again. Have a good one, guys.